To complete 100% of Marvel Rivals, I'm gonna have to do something I've never done before. I'll need to knock down all 40 Steam achievements, I'll have to learn dozens of different characters, hundreds of unique abilities, but most importantly, I'll need to rely completely on the matchmaking gods and the random teammates they assign me. What is happening right here? Because unlike any other game I have 100%ed so far, this one is fully multiplayer. But the best part is, Marvel Rivals, the sponsor of today's video, has challenged me to do this in under 48 hours. So this will also be my very first time challenge. The clock's ticking, so welcome to 100% of Marvel Rivals. Dang, all these characters looking pretty spicy. Alright, let's get into this. Getting straight into things, I hopped into an arcade match. My plan was to tackle the 5 freebie achievements first, like playing an arcade match. Also, Venom was supposed to be simple and had an easy achievement. Snare 4 enemies with cellular corrosion. Only problem was I'd have to figure out how to get into the game first. Why am I not joining? What? Oh, confirm. I'm an idiot. I was not off to a great start. It took me a minute to get used to how the entire environment was destructible, but I managed to get my first KO, and I went on a 3 KO streak. I also apparently managed to snare 4 enemies. That definitely looked like 2 to me, but at the end of the match, all the achievements popped. Oh, I got it though. However, only 2 of the 3 achievements were given. I should have gotten one for landing a 3 KO streak, but that's because I actually have played this game a few months ago, and during that time, of course, I managed to rack up 3 achievements. Get a 3 KO streak, team up with a friend, and swallow 4 players with Jeff. Since I'll be doing this challenge completely solo, aka the friends list is pretty barren, I'm going to keep the team up achievement marked as complete. Also, since I just landed a 3 KO, I can mark that one off as well. But I'll definitely make sure to redo the Jeff one. And to keep things fair, I'll add the 2 hours I had already previously played, since in a way, I kinda learned how to play back then, even though so much has changed. And speaking of how much things have changed, Marvel Rivals is always constantly evolving. They're continuously pushing out a steady stream of exciting new updates, things that keep the game feeling fun and fresh. It is available for free on all consoles with cross-platform support. And I think the best part is, all characters come unlocked. No annoying long grinds just to play the character you want. So, join me today and play Marvel Rivals free now. After the match, I grabbed my 5th achievement by giving the best player on my team a thumbs up. I can like myself. You know what? I deserve it. I swapped the game mode over to quick play, and I chose to play Moon Knight. This time, I remembered to use the customizable wheel for an achievement. Okay, I'm pretty badass. And then I spent most of the match trying to figure out what exactly I was doing. The objective was to either stop or push the cart to a specific location, depending on what team you were on. Also, Moon Knight was supposed to be a medium difficulty character, but that didn't really matter because I just had to hit 4 enemies with his ultimate, and his ultimate was insane. Oh, let's go, triple kill. At the end of the match, the 2 achievements popped, but that was the last of the freebies, sadly. There were still 2 passive ones left, getting 100 wins and reaching level 20, but the remainder of them were all hero specific, and 8 of those had less than a 6% completion rate. Even knowing this, I was feeling pretty good. This is going much better than I thought. Will I regret saying that, or will this challenge just be that easy? Going down the list of highest completed achievements, I locked in Iron Man next. I just needed to hit 4 enemies with his ultimate, which should have been easy because his ultimate was literally a massive pulse cannon. Maximum pulse! Alright, this is about to be so easy. Guys, we need another healer, not for DPS. Too bad, Luke. But I struggled. Okay, that sucked. The good news is I was starting to get into my groove, hitting a 20-player KO streak, and coming very close to getting the achievement. I got a double. But still, we managed to lose, which was now my 3rd straight loss and not good for the 100 wins I needed. But the next couple of games, the tide started to turn. Oh my god. I picked up my first win and first MVP. And a few matches later, I finally nabbed that elusive achievement. That's gotta hit. That's gotta been it. I swear I saw at least 4 there. 7 achievements down, things were rolling, and it would stay that way. Okay, there's a rocket on my team, so I'm going Star-Lord. As Star-Lord, I needed to team up with Guardians of the Galaxy for 10 KOs, and Star-Lord was amazing. These are my favorite types of characters, fast-paced, glass cannons, and his ultimate was absolutely insane too.
This guy is crazy.
We mobbed the other team, and I was able to get it done in the very first match.
Not MVP, but I did drop 28 KOs.
I kept the momentum going with Black Widow next. Dusting off the old sniper skills, I was looking to get 3 KOs with critical hits.
Oh, and the match with that?
And I definitely didn't edit out hundreds of misses. I had only played Duelist so far, so I tried to do something different next. And I went with Luna Snow. Her achievement was just to play on 5 separate maps. So super easy, just a little time consuming. But this was a great time to learn how to play as a strategist in a support role, because eventually I will need to assist multiple team wipes playing as Mantis and Cloak and Dagger, which while solo queuing is extremely difficult, and it also may be the reason I even failed this challenge. But for now, I couldn't worry about that. All I could do is worry about my current team.
What is happening right here? What?
A few games later, I got the achievement. 5 games straight of healing was enough for me though, so I went back to Duelist and took Winter Soldier for a spin. Those 5 matches must have made me rusty because I couldn't hit nothing.
I'm not the best with this guy.
Thankfully, I just needed to land 3 KOs while using his ult, and my mood quickly changed when I finally tried it out.
Oh my gosh, I'm going crazy. Maybe I am good with this character.
I snatched up his achievement, and the achievement train didn't stop there. Up next was Namor. And all I needed to do was get 10 KOs in a single match with his Monstro spawn. And 10 KOs was just automatic for me at this point.
Oh, let's go.
Just 6 hours in, and I had managed to grab 13 achievements. Things could not have been going any better. But then, Psylocke. I decided it was time to try out my first 5-star difficulty character.
Luckily, all we have to do is contest the mission area for 60 seconds in a single game. So this should be a very easy one as well. So I don't really have to learn how to use her, I just have to stay alive in the middle.
So it couldn't be that hard, right? Trust me, it is much more difficult than it sounds. And after a rough first round, my team was letting me know about it.
Hop off Psylocke, bro, for the better. For real. This is depressing.
My confidence was nowhere to be seen, so to build it back up, I swapped to Scarlet Witch the next game, who is the polar opposite of Psylocke and probably the easiest character in the game. Just point and click. For her achievement, I needed to get 10 mutant KOs. There were no mutants on the other team, but I was just enjoying myself a little too much.
Yes! 10 kill streak already.
Then I tried out Cloak and Dagger for a few matches. They were one of the strategists I needed to assist in a team wipe with, and I realized just how hard that was gonna be.
Oh. I did not realize the map ended there.
I also found out that Jeff could ride on Groot's head, which was hilarious. Then I made my return to Psylocke. I made sure not to leave this objective no matter what. And I don't know what changed, but I was actually doing a decent job.
Put it in reverse, Terry. Let's back this thing up.
Well, good enough to not get roasted by my team.
Oh my god, that ult is actually insane.
And I got the achievement.
That game was so much better. 21 KOs.
However, all that false confidence came to a screeching halt when I tried to learn Iron Fist, another difficult character in which I needed 3 KOs by ulting, but I ended up just getting used like a punching bag out there.
I seriously have no idea what I'm supposed to be doing. What?
So I thought I'd mix it up and try to go for some Vanguard achievements. Groot seemed easy, so I gave him a go. I needed to grab 4 enemies with a single use of his ult, and somehow managed to get it on literally my first try.
Oh, I think I got 4 of them. Let's go. First try. That's huge.
So for the second round, I swapped to Thor, where I needed to hit 4 people with a single use of his ult too. And similar to the Venom ult, apparently I got it here. Even though it looks like I really got 2, because in the end, both achievements popped.
Let's go. Oh, as Thor strike down 4 enemies with a single use. I honestly didn't think I got it, but we got 2 of them done.
I mean, if they're gonna give them to me, I'll happily take them. I wanted to keep this Vanguard momentum going, so I chose Penny Parker next. I needed to hit 3 enemies with a single mine. It took me a full game to figure out what I was doing. I kind of felt like I was just running around like a chicken with his head chopped off, but I managed to get it done in the second game, after I had lined up the back wall with a ton of mines. The following game, there was a Namor and Magneto, so it was a perfect opportunity to get the 10 mutant KOs with Scarlet Witch. I honestly feel a little bad for the Namor because I was specifically targeting him.
Yes, again, I got him again.
No objective play in mind. Just running past everyone to KO him.
Yes, let's go, all 4.
Another achievement down.
Scarlet Witch takedowns.
When I joined in my next match, they needed a second strategist. The usual team comp was made up of 2 of each role, but honestly in quick play, anything was fair game. So I tried out Mantis, the other strategist I needed to assist a team wipe with. Mantis was fairly simple but fun to play, and I don't know how I got so lucky with my team, but we managed to get a team wipe right at the end of the game. This was my first and only game with Mantis. This made me believe that maybe the team wipe with Cloak and Dagger wouldn't be that hard either, but I had no clue what I was in for, or how lucky I had just gotten. I was now about halfway done with the achievements and making very good pace, so I thought it was now time to venture into the low completion achievements, starting with Magneto and assisting mutant allies 10 times. This sounded like it would be the simplest one. I was just thinking to get assists, all I needed to do was help with the KOs, but I was wrong. I hadn't gotten 1 assist all game. But late into the match, I plopped a shield on Rocket right before he got a KO, and I received an assist.
Oh, that's how I get assists.
So now that I knew that's how you get them, I just ended up following Namor around and pocketing him with shields. I managed to pick up a couple before the match ended, but not enough for the achievement. The next match, I didn't have any mutants on my team. Well, I did, but I didn't know Magic was a mutant, so I decided to go for the squad wipe with Cloak and Dagger. Did I get it? No, the other team actually wiped us.
Why can't my team do that?
This is one of the achievements where your team matters so much. I was relying heavily on them picking characters that had great synergy and team up abilities. Of course, this was not as likely to happen when you're playing with random people though. In the next match, someone had already taken Cloak, so I gave Hulk a go. He had a pretty easy achievement. As Bruce Banner, you needed to land a KO within 3 seconds of coming out of Hulk. I managed to pull this off really early into the match.
Please get a kill here. Yes!
And my team was dominating.
Dude, this team is so good. It's stupid.
I thought this might be my chance to get the squad wipe with Cloak and Dagger, so I asked my teammate to swap with me.
Dude, I just asked him and he let me do it. This team's awesome.
We had to have gotten the team wipe, right? No. In fact, we almost lost. But at least I did manage to get that Hulk achievement. There was a mutant in my next game, so I went back to playing Magneto.
Hopefully this Psylocke is just crazy and I can just keep shielding her and then I get it in this game. That would be awesome.
And I was gonna pocket them no matter what. But things did not go as planned.
Look at Nanoswarm, I wounded him. Jeez, one shot, finish him! Look, he's right there. Oh my gosh, this person's not killing anybody.
Needless to say, I did not get many assists that game. I also think I found the reason why this achievement has such a low completion. The following game, I tried Squirrel Girl, another duelist. She did a ton of damage, but I needed to get 3 KOs with her ultimate, which didn't do that much damage. We were absolutely rolling the other team.
He's the only one with kills? Oh my god, he's right.
But this achievement was much harder than it was made out to be. I could get 2 KOs, but never 3.
I need one more, go find somebody.
And I witnessed Doctor Strange plant a very strategic portal right in front of our spawn.
Oh, no, don't jump through there. No, he just got 2 people.
Which was actually an achievement I still needed. And it was a rare one, so I made sure to take some notes. I decided to mix it up and try out Magic after a few games. I needed 3 KOs from her ult also. This seemed much more doable than Squirrel Girl's because you didn't rely on such a perfect situation. But I wasn't quite able to accomplish it either.
No, I almost had it first try.
I was now 10.5 hours into the challenge and hadn't gotten an achievement in a while, so I was super excited when I got this map.
Wait, we have to get our character.
I realized all I needed to do was get a 3 KO streak with Hela on this specific map.
Wait, why is he so massive?
And that only took me about a minute,
There we go, I think I got a 3 kill streak already.
which is exactly what I needed to pick the achievement momentum back up. I noticed I had an Iron Man on my team the next game, and I remembered the Hawkeye achievement, partner with the Avengers for 10 KOs. Hawkeye might be the most satisfying character to play. Especially when you're picking out the other team's Iron Man from the sky. It only took a game and I got the achievement, so I went back to give Magic another chance. I really figured out her moveset this time and was able to pull it off.
Yes! Okay, that's it for sure. There we go, Demon's Roar.
After that, I tried playing Storm. I needed to get 10 assists to the X-Men with her. Assists with Storm were simple. Her ability provides an area of extra damage, and if your team is inside that area when they get a KO, you get an assist. So I just followed Wolverine the entire match, racking up not 10, but 21 assists. And yeah, I got the achievement. I also hit level 15, which I was now high enough to play competitive. I considered it briefly, but decided to stick with quick play. This was probably the correct decision. Even though it was a low percentage, I felt like I could get the Portal KO with Doctor Strange after seeing it. So the next match, I messed around with his ability. They were a little hard to maneuver at first, and I almost got it first try, but I put the portal the wrong way. So I attempted to jump into it. The second attempt was somehow worse than the first,
I don't actually get that at all.
but the third time was the charm.
Yes! I got him! Yes! It worked.
This was supposed to be one of the harder achievements. So it got my hopes up and I thought I'd try another low percentage challenge. Get 3 KOs with a single use of Wolverine's ultimate. Wolverine was super fun to use. He could shred through Vanguards easily. The more health the opponent had, the more damage he did. He also had this cool team up ability with the Hulk, where he could pick you up and just launch you into battle. But I came to the realization after a few games that this might actually be the hardest achievement in the game. His ult didn't do an insane amount of damage, and it only hit a small area, so it was super hard to connect with 3 enemies at once. And if you managed, you'd have to KO them on the impact or instantly after. I played Wolverine for a good few hours, only coming close once.
Oh, I got 2! No, I thought I might have all 3 right there.
But there was some good news. I happened to notice we had 3 Guardians of the Galaxy on our team, and there was an achievement to forge a soul bond with 3 Guardians at once while playing Adam Warlock. Thankfully, my teammate was a homie and let me switch to him real quick to grab the achievement. Shout out to you, Lende.
Dude, what a homie. He just plugged me right there. I noticed there was 3 of them and he switched for me.
I needed a break from Wolverine, and I wanted to see if the other low percentage achievements were just as hard. So I switched to Captain America. I needed 3 KOs with his ult as well. It took me a match to learn how to play him, and his ult really didn't do that much damage either. But in my second match with him ever, I got super lucky and managed to pull it off.
Oh, wait, that might have counted.
I didn't realize how hard this achievement was until after, because people were saying that they found this achievement even more difficult than the Wolverine one.
That's a 3.5%er. We're getting these harder ones done right now.
Before going back to Wolverine, I decided to clean up some easier achievements I had forgotten about or missed. So I played Magneto next, feeding mine to more shields. He was the absolute last person that needed them, but I managed to get the achievement.
Hey, there we go. As Magneto assists mutant allies 10 times.
I then played Rocket and needed to revive the Guardians of the Galaxy 5 times. I also learned you could ride on Groot's head.
Yo, this is awesome.
And I managed to pick up the 5 revives I needed. I then played as Jeff the next game and swallowed the entire other team.
Oh my god, I got their whole team.
This was constantly happening to me as I played, so I'm glad I gotta be the one doing it for once. But I did fail to get them all off the map.
I was so close.
Then after a failed attempt to learn Spider-Man, and trying to get a KO after detecting an enemy with his spider sense, I mean, it was really bad. I played a few more unsuccessful hours of Wolverine, and ended up on the Punisher. The Punisher was your basic shooter hero, and you needed to get 3 KOs inside a smoke in a single game. This is the lowest completed achievement, so I assumed it was going to be extremely difficult. But it turns out this achievement isn't too hard if you just blast your smoke grenade at everything. It also helps that I dropped 32 KOs this match.
Dude, this guy is freaking crazy.
But looking back, I think the real reason that only a low amount of people have this is the fact that a smoke grenade isn't super useful. I then noticed I had been reading the Black Panther achievement wrong this entire time, and all I had to do was get a 3 KO streak with him on a specific map. I just assumed I needed to get 3 KOs with his ult, so the next time the map came up, I grabbed that achievement.
There we go, another one. Hey, there we go, King of the Dead.
Then I went looking for the Loki achievement. I needed a KO by stabbing someone in the back. This was another very low completion achievement that I really had no reason to be scared of, because even though Loki was a little difficult to learn, if you just run after people stabbing away, you're bound to get it.
Maybe in the back?
And it only took me 1 match.
Oh my god, first try.
So that one wasn't hard, it's just you don't see many people running around as Loki, whacking other people. I was now 18 hours into the challenge, and only had 7 achievements remaining, 2 of them being passive ones, and the other 5 all being KO related. I needed the achievements for Squirrel Girl, Wolverine, Cloak and Dagger, Iron Fist, and Spider-Man. I wasn't quite ready yet to try and learn Spider-Man or Iron Fist, so I decided to swap around between the other 3 trying to get their achievements. It wasn't too long before I got Squirrel Girls, and I barely got it. The final KO came while I was waiting to respawn, and I didn't even notice.
Wait, what? I got it? I'm honestly not sure when. I am so glad I'm done with that one though.
But I can't say the same for Wolverine and Cloak and Dagger. Hours of grinding both characters with no result, and it's not like I was playing bad. I was mostly dominating these matches.
I did the most damage on the team, and the most healing. This is why I'm never getting a squad wipe.
I swear, there was always one person that ran away from team fights, so you'd never get the squad wipe.
Alright, I'm just telling everybody. We better get a squad wipe. Sorry if I sell. No. That's not what I want to see.
Eventually, I reached level 20, and decided it was time to suck it up and learn the 2 characters I was dreading, Iron Fist and Spider-Man. I started on Iron Fist, and it was bad for a little, but eventually I came around and began to enjoy him. The most satisfying thing was hunting down opponents that could fly.
Yo, look at this. I'm just flying around with this man. Yo, this guy's actually sick.
And after a short few games, I started pulling in MVPs. And not too long after, I picked up the achievement in this chaotic mess of spamming punches.
Hey, there we go, as Iron Fist land 3 KOs in a single use of a Living Chi. That one was actually like much easier.
So it was time to try Spider-Man again. And it was bad. Some might even say horrible.
Everything just kills you so fast with this character.
But thankfully I had no teammates telling me about it this time, because a few matches later, something just clicked. The white lines around his head showed you when you had your spidey senses, so any of these KOs could have been the achievement.
Oh my gosh, I'm going nuts. I'm going nuts.
But really all that matters is that I got it done.
Oh, we got it. Let's go. Wow, Spider-Man is so much more fun when you know what you're doing.
Now I was just back to Wolverine and Cloak and Dagger, switching back and forth between them. Whenever my team needed a strategist, I played Cloak, and all the other times I played Wolverine. Because let's be honest, no team was ever short on duelists. But my big worry was not getting these 2 achievements before I hit 100 wins. I had just gotten to 50 wins and was about 22 hours in. So at this pace, I need close to the full 48 hours to get all 100. And if 100 wins isn't the last achievement I get, then I probably will fail this challenge. It was a grind, coming so close so many times.
Dang it.
Until finally, this Groot set me up for perfection. He used his ult to pull all the enemies in, and I struck gold.
No! See, like, how does that not get him?
You see, I didn't think I got the achievement because they didn't die on impact, but they must have died quick enough after because it gave it to me.
Wait a minute. It gave me it. Let's go.
This was a massive relief. However, I couldn't relax yet because I was left with the hardest achievement for a solo gamer to get, relying on a bunch of random teammates to get you a squad wipe. This also meant I was locked into playing Cloak and Dagger for the next 40 wins. Match after match, it was frustrating to only support.
I had 22,000 healing. And we lost. Oh my gosh, this is a struggle.
And come so close so many times.
Get the team wipe, get the team wipe, please get the team wipe. Oh my god. Their cloak stopped me from getting the team wipe. That's crazy.
But I did have some nice teammates along the way that made me feel better.
Appreciate you, Cloak and Dagger. Wow, see, I'm getting shoutouts even.
And after literal hours of becoming a Cloak main, this team finally managed to pull it off.
Wait, did we get it? Yes! I think we got it. I think we got it. Right at the end of the game. Please count. Yes!
I just want to let everyone on this team know, I love you. But I still need 29 more wins and only had 19 hours left. So I wasn't out of the woods just yet, but felt pretty confident I could hit this goal. And so the push for the 100 wins kicked off. The best part being I got to try out all the characters I hadn't got to play yet. And I didn't have to play Cloak and Dagger anymore.
Oh my god, put that in the highlight reel. Alright, we just need one more victory. Let's get it this next match. $27 bomb for the final one. There we go. Inevitable. Win 100 matches.
Finishing off strong with an MVP, the final time it took to get 100% was just over 38 hours. 10 hours clear of the goal. If you enjoyed this video, consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel. Marvel Rivals was such an exciting game to play and a nice mix from all the single player games I had played recently. Thank you again to Marvel Rivals for sponsoring this video. There's a link in the description where you can play for free today.